Paradigm shift music, nigga. 2012 shit. Check it out. Look, I don't eat no meat at all, nigga. Vegan, vegetarian, and raw, nigga. Smoke weed, fucking Paul Mall, nigga. Man, we ain't stunting they laws, nigga. Fuck the police, cause they lame as hell. Rappers always talking about they got cane to sell. Get the fuck up on my face if you want they spell. This the hardest shit out if you can't tell. Revolutionary, yeah, pro-black. Keep a cannon, nigga, fucking Kodak. God in the flesh, you should know that. Your own fool, you should try to grow that. Radio, yeah, so whack. Rappers talking about all that bullshit. Preachers kinda did it all in the pulpit. The people say they really want that new shit. Like what? You don't eat meat no more? Damn, you don't run the streets no more? Damn, you don't hit the club no more? Damn, you don't sell drugs no more? Damn, you don't eat meat no more? Damn, you don't run the streets no more? Damn, you don't hit the clubs no more? Damn, you don't sell drugs no more? Yeah, Paradigm shift music, dawg. I got more for that ass, dawg. You already know what it is. The Ty Rocks and Hootie. Check it out. Let's go. Look, what you know about wheatgrass, spirulina, kava, moringa, dog. Mix it all up in your smoothie, y'all. Health is wealth, so nigga, ball out. Don't wait till you fall out. Miss work and call out. Now your ass so sick, now your ass on the wrong route. What you know about
Bang. Wobla. Scott. Bang. Wobla. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Another Empress like we don't start that shit. I'll be at the house turned up. Wobla. What's happening, folks? Go talk and walk, man. You know how we do. Feel like something burning out here. Catching up on some old topics, man. That's what I'm doing right now. For those who waiting for me to talk about certain shit, you're gonna have to wait. I had to get this shit off my chest. Talk about this real love. It'll kind of be like a follow-up to, well, I don't know. It's gonna be a follow-up. I was thinking about the Jesus Healed Me video. Well, I guess it is kind of a follow-up to that because it's kind of continuing on something I said. Continuing with something that I said on that video. And basically, I was talking about how I'm no longer available for sick people. And then I was talking about my mother in particular on that video, but if I ain't there for her, then you know it's gonna apply to anybody else or everybody else. And yeah, on the video I was just saying that I'm not gonna be that dude or that son or that family member that come sit beside somebody's bedside and just hold their hand and prop up their pillow and shit and basically just watch them die when I can do something. You know what I'm saying? When I actually have the knowledge, the power to help them get better. See, I can't do that to myself. You know, I don't want the last image that I have of my loved one to be them on their deathbed. That's the last image I had of my father. I've been spending the last 15 years trying to erase that image out of my head and replace it with a healthy image. And that's very important, man. That's why the master teacher taught us about how the Egyptians would take the bodies and dress them up and mummify them, and whatever the process they had to go through, depending on how much money you had, would be done before you got to see them all fucked up and shriveled up. Like, you don't want to carry that image in your head forever. So I was very aware of that when my mother was sick. And this shit wasn't easy. Like, you know, I know it sounds cold-blooded to some people. I know it was very cold-blooded to my family and hard for them to even understand at the time. But I think my sister is starting to figure out, you know, why I did things the way I did. And I just think that shit, I just can't do that shit no more. Like, there's nothing about that situation that sits well with me. And I know it's not all about me. It wasn't about me at all, really. It's about your parents and your family and your loved ones. Well, I agree. That's why I was willing to travel across town with pre-prepared meals, you know, that I bought, I prepared, or me and my wife prepared, and we were willing to come to my breakfast, lunch, and dinner for as long as it took. We were willing to supply her with food, the food she would need to heal. That's not what she wanted, though. She just wanted some people to sit around and pray with her. And I'm not even gonna go so far as to say that's not what she wanted. She just didn't have the discipline. She didn't have the will, the knowledge, the faith. She don't have no faith in me. She had way more faith in Jesus than she ever did in me. So when you're dealing with that type of situation, it's like you have to make a decision. Like, I had to decide, am I gonna put myself through this shit for nothing? Because it's not gonna benefit nobody. Like, what good would it have done her for me to just be there and sit there and rub her head and hold her hand and shit? Like, really? Honestly, if you really want to be real about it, if you think about it, all that does is make people stick around longer. People start feeling like they don't want to leave these people behind, and people hold on for days and weeks and months longer than they would if you would just leave them alone and die. Like, I know that sounds fucked up, but that's for real. Like, I don't want a bunch of people around me moping and crying or trying to keep my spirits up, or keep, you know, I've been in them type of situations, talking about, y'all just in there in the room just talking, this motherfucker sleep, damn half dead, unconscious, and we just all sitting around kicking it, waiting for them to have a brief moment of clarity so we can, you know, enjoy these last moments with each other. Like, nah, man, that shit is sad and pathetic. So we have to establish what real love is. Real love is, I want you to be healed. I want you to get up out of that bed and get back to being yourself again. If I cannot do that, then I'm really just enabling you. Anything else is enabling. And that's the way I see it. I don't see the benefit of comforting your people through their, you know, in their dying days. And that's what I'm talking about, the difference between this bullshit, what we call love. That's why I said fuck love. Why I don't even use that word, really. I'm only using this word because it applies to this video, and I know that's the word that most people, you know, can relate to. But I don't use this word at all, period. I don't tell nobody I love them. Because I don't. Not in the way you mean it, and until we can define that shit, as long if I don't know we're talking about the same thing, I'd just rather just not talk about that with you. Love will make you kill a motherfucker. Love is blind. Y'all can go back and watch the Fuck Love video if you really want to break down on that. I ain't getting into all that again. I'm just trying to say that if you really love a person, take care of yourself. See to it that they don't have to be at your bedside when you fucking 40 or 50 years old. That's love to me. Like, I don't want nobody coming into my bedside if I killed myself. Like, this is real talk. Just said that in the previous video. You basically, literally committed suicide if you decide not to take care of your health. And it's a decision. all of us know you are what you eat. You know to eat your vegetables. Like we know this shit. You learned this shit when you was a child. And if you done got stuck in your ways and you just feel like, oh fuck it. My homeboy's mother passed not too long before mine did. You couldn't tell her shit. She was stuck in her ways. She was one of them, oh, we've been eating this for such and such years. My grandma ate this, da-da-da-da. And it just wasn't, you know, it just wasn't something that was even fathomable for her. I know that I'm saying that word all fucked up, but I can't really say that word too good. But she couldn't see that. Like, she could never see changing her whole diet and her lifestyle. She probably couldn't even see herself being a different size than she had been most of her life, I'm sure. We spoke about that before. You got to be able to see it. It's got to start in your mind. And if you don't ever make your mind up to change, you're gonna fucking kill yourself. You're gonna die. That's the whole point of doing this shit. I mean, we all gonna die, of course. But how are you gonna die? You know, you have a little bit to say about that. Not much. But you got death options. You know what I'm saying? You got certain things that you can eliminate from your potential causes of death. It's just like right now, I know I got a better chance of dying from eating some wild plant than I do from fucking cancer or AIDS. I know this. I've eliminated those things as potential death causes. But I added another one. I could die out here eating fucking plants. It could happen. And I knew when I started doing it, I was like, damn, I could die. Like, I just added a new thing to my list. Every time you get in the car, you can die. So, you know, I'm just saying, be aware of all your potential causes of death. So, anybody trying to, I don't believe eating vegetables is the key to immortality. But I think if you want to have a good quality of life, if you want to eliminate certain potential causes of death, then you live this way. And if you don't, then you have to accept that cancer could be part of my future. And I know what the fuck I'm gonna look like calling people around here to sit with me and cry and try to make me feel better about getting what I deserved. I think that's crazy. I think it's crazy to cry when things happen the way they're supposed to. Like, what are you crying about? If a motherfucker caught cancer because they ate bad their whole life. If you gave yourself a disease, I'd be crazy to be sitting there like, why? Why is this happening? I know exactly why it's happening. I'm expecting this to happen to you. So that's my point. I would be foolish to mourn and be sad over something I expected to happen. I'm sad when I find out you're not gonna listen. That's when I was like, oh, I start mourning you at this moment. If you decide, oh, I ain't gonna live that way, I was like, well, you decided to die, but, you know, in a hospital bed somewhere, or at home under nurse's care, or with your family taking care, whatever. That's what you chose. So that's when I get sad. I don't wait until the inevitable happens. You want to break down. Foolishness. I know everybody ain't like me. I have a completely different perspective on death these days. It's not a sad occasion to me. I don't mourn, I celebrate. So, for those who think it's a cold-blooded thing, I don't, you know, it's just about how you think about this shit. You're born dying. You might think you're living. You start your life on the day you came out the womb, but actually you started dying. You begin the dying process. So this is gonna happen to everybody. You don't need in getting bent out of shape about it. Especially when a person took their life into their own hands. As you all, I'm assuming, have the ability to do, because you all grown enough, old enough, you know, you got the capacity to get online and click on shit, and you know, you can maneuver through YouTube and the internet, then you can definitely maneuver through the kitchen. So you decided to die the way you did. Whether you believed it or not, you know. So I know some people don't believe that what they're eating is gonna make them sick. I don't, fuck is that got to do with whether it's true or not? I don't change shit. You'll believe it when you end up, you know, in hospice care. It's hot. So that's what happened. And when I realized that my type of help was not wanted or being received, then I just withdrew myself from the situation completely. I'm not gonna sit there and watch you die. I ain't gonna do that shit with nobody else. Nobody, period. I've been through this several times already. My grandmother and my mother died waiting for somebody, some spook, to come and do some shit for them that I could have did. So what am I gonna do? Like, why do I go sit around the deathbed and pretend like I'm in agreement with these prayers and this, you know, because I'm sure they never gave up hope the whole time. I'm sure they all hoped and waited for this miracle up to the very end. You got faith, ain't that what you gotta do? So it just felt like I'd be faking the whole shit, like. So I just had to be real. You know, it's got to be come a time when you just have to be real with yourself and say fuck what everybody else think. I didn't go to no funerals. I won't be going to any more funerals. Period. I don't give a fuck who you are. The fucking root. How did the root of funeral get to be fun? The fuck is fun about that shit? And why am I going? Like, it didn't take me very long to make that decision. All I had to do was ask myself, who am I going for? Only people gonna give a fuck about if I'm there or not are these other motherfuckers. I'm just there to make sure people think I love my mama. Show my respects. I showed my respects for 30 years. You know what the fuck I gotta do that now for? It's a show. That's all it is. Only hesitation I had was not being there for my sister. That was it. She's the only person I was concerned about. But that was her journey that she had to go through on her own, man. Like, she was there, and I really believe this. If she ever see this, sis, if you ever see this, like, I really feel this way, that you were in that house, in that situation for a reason. And you know, you was right along with them, laughing at me, rejecting shit, mocking shit that I was saying, you know. It was all fun and games for a long time. So I think it was important for her to have to be there and see that. Because otherwise it was just some shit her brother was talking about. Oh, that's just, you sound like him. It's just that bullshit I was on. But then she got to witness it firsthand. What this life will do to you if you don't take care of yourself. And now she got her shit together. She don't have no excuse. Now you can't tell her that this shit don't mean that what you eat don't affect your health. There's no doubt about it in her mind now. why she was at that house. She still lived there, and I didn't. I wasn't supposed to be there. I wasn't living there when my grandmother got sick.
And even though you cannot create in their reality, if they are in a mood or an attitude that doesn't match the mood or attitude that you have about them, they'll zig while you zag. Law of attraction will not put you in the same space together. Your frequencies don't match up. If you knew your potential to feel good, you would ask no one to be different so that you can feel good.
So take heed to that. I feel like that meant I wasn't supposed to be there. And you know, even still, I was willing to be there if I could help. But only if I could help. So, you know, I already know how it sounds. I remember how people reacted. My family was quite upset with me at the moment. And, you know, for a while afterward, I'm sure. But I think they get it now. I don't think there's any doubt in their mind right now of whether or not I love my mother. Like, so, whether I, you know, I don't feel like I had to prove it to them or put on no show or go through the motions. That's what everybody does. Like, that's the first thing that keep me from doing some shit. You'll never catch me responding the same way one of my fucking retarded cousins would. No offense to y'all, but you fucking, you know, you out your fucking mind. So if I had the same response and just went through the exact same thing that one of them would do, then how the fuck am I different than anybody? I had to be real with myself. I just wiped some shit in my face. I saw it. I can't see shit. But I think that's real love, family. Like, for real. If you really love somebody, take care of yourself. So they don't have to end up changing your fucking diaper when you're a grown-ass man or woman. It's crazy. Like I said, I've seen all of this shit already. This last thing you want to see is your father, too. Somebody who's supposed to be, you know, represent strength in your life. To be a baby again, basically. Like, he could barely speak. Nobody could understand what he was saying. He couldn't get up and use the bathroom. Like, or control it, for that matter. Like, he was literally breaking down in front of my eyes. Like, why the fuck would I want to be around for that? Like, you know, people don't want you around. Like, maybe some people do. I didn't feel like he did. Like, it was a part of me that felt like he did not want me to see him like that. I'm sure it was conflicting. Like, he wanted to see us before he leave. He knew he was gonna die. But it was part of him that was like, yeah, this is not how you're supposed to see your father. And Empress just came from the hospital not too long ago, visiting somebody who she don't even really know like that. This is one of her father's friends. But she was just telling me about how bad the girl looked and how she had to put on this wig and makeup and shit to try to look halfway human again. But she was basically in there looking like a corpse. And, you know, she kind of felt like the lady didn't really want people to see her like that. Why would you want anybody to see you like that? That's my whole thing. That's why I'm telling you, I'm not hypocritical about this or in any way. If this shit happens to me, if I, for whatever reason, end up in a state of disease, then trust me, y'all won't have to do shit for me, because as soon as I think I'm about to die, I'm going somewhere off into the woods and I'm gonna die by myself, away from everybody. That's how everything else in nature do it. I'll dig my own hole. I don't want a bunch of people sitting around me looking at me looking like a fucking corpse. Why would I want that if I love you? Like, seriously, if I really care about you, why would I even want to put that on you? Like, that kind of strain and stress. Like, why would you want to put the stress and strain of somebody having to take care of you? I ain't talking about no 90, 100-year-old motherfucker. I'm talking about 50-year-old people. If you cared about people, you would take care of yourself. You would make sure that you didn't become a burden on them. Tell me how that's not, not love. Ignorance is no excuse. I know people didn't know no better. Yeah. So they say. I don't even believe that no more. Like, we ain't even in that age, like in the era no more where you can say you didn't know. You ain't heard of a vegan or a vegetarian, or just to not eat processed foods or fast foods, or you done heard about MSG or food coloring or GMO. You done heard some of this shit. You done heard something. And I asked you, like I just asked my homeboy recently, what is it that's holding you back? You gotta check yourself and ask yourself that. But more than likely, it's not the knowledge, it's not the information. Especially if you're watching this shit right now. You've been exposed to it. So what is your excuse? Let me say you love your children, making fucking trust funds and college funds and getting life insurance and all this shit. If you really gave a fuck about your kids, be as healthy as you can be for them. Make sure you're around as long as possible and in the best condition possible. That's what I consider real love. A lot of us don't realize that you just, like, some of you ain't even supposed to be here right now. You're supposed to be dead. Ain't no buttons, zippers, flaps, pockets, pouches on your body. So if you fuck up yourself, you fuck up an organ, if you fuck up an organ, you're supposed to die. Because there's no way to get it. There's no natural way for somebody to get in there and fix it. So yes, I'm completely against surgery of any kind unless it's got something to do with some freak accident. Like Dick Gregory said, if I go out here and get hit by a fucking bus, don't take me to no damn herb shop. Like, yeah, that's, there are reasons where you might need a doctor. But because you decided not to take care of your health, that ain't one of them. It's time to die. That's what's supposed to happen. If you don't put transmission fluid in your car, if you don't put oil in your car, if you don't put water in your radiator, your shit is gonna die. And you know it's gonna die. And you wouldn't be surprised if it did. If you rode around without an oil change and your shit blowing black smoke and your engine fucking clanking, like, you know it's just a matter of fucking time. Unless you're just completely ignorant. Just, that's possible. You might be riding around like, where the fuck is the smoke coming from? Why does my engine sound like that? And in the same way, you might be walking around like, why is my leg hurt? Why is my back? Why is my stomach hurt? Why my head always hurting? You don't know. That's fucked up, but ignorance is no excuse. And I ain't even never been in a situation like that. My people knew. They knew what was up. And they didn't have to hear it from me. I kept bringing them sources. TD Jakes was talking about this shit. Fucking white boy came up with the Genesis diet. Basically the same shit I had been telling him to eat. But the white boy said it, and it came out the Bible. I thought that would be more legit for them. That shit didn't stick. But the information was there. Like I said, they knew this shit. My mama was the person who told me to eat my vegetables. Like I used to tell her, how you gonna trip on me about doing what you taught me to do? For real this time. She didn't do it though. We got this crazy thing, like when you get grown, you feel like you don't need to be healthy, or like, you know, it's not okay for your children not to eat their vegetables, but it's okay for you for some retarded reason. Anyway, I'm not trying to preach or give a lecture here. I just wanted to get some overstanding. Most of y'all are listening are young enough to take your health into your own hands right now. You don't have to end up a 50-year-old invalid. $50 is young, by the way, in case some of y'all are like acting like that's normal. But it wouldn't matter if she was 70 or 80, because you're just not supposed to go out like that. If you don't believe me, look at the people that age that live the way I live. If you live a certain way, you don't have those problems. You gotta change your fucking who you look to for inspiration. What are your examples? So I got some good examples. I see older people all the time doing amazing shit. Bodybuilding, working out, you know, looking better than a lot of you 40 and 30-year-old people. So I don't get into all that, what comes with age. I'll never forget, I had this chick in the club. She was halfway flirting, but at the same time trying to tell me I'm too young for her. This was years ago. And I'm laughing about it now because I'm almost the age she was then, now. And she was trying to tell me about how, oh, you just wait. When you get my age, you're gonna feel this, and you're gonna start feeling that, and I'm looking at it like, because I was already on this shit I'm on now. I was me already then. So I'm trying to tell her, like, speak for yourself, baby. Like, that does not have to be my reality. Oh, you just wait. You know, she just couldn't accept. I was just too young to know any better. Basically, that's what she was trying to tell me. But now, as I approach that age, which I knew then, like, I wasn't crazy. I already knew who Dr. Sebi was, and Queen Afua, and a lot of other older, healthy people. But I'm just listening to this young chick tell me about all the shit she going through, and as if I'm supposed to really accept and expect that. Like, you crazy. But she'll be the one in 10, 15 years, she'll be fucked up. She'll be dead or damn near dead. So I'm just saying, do it now while you can, man. Don't fuck around and wait. Don't call Jesus, and don't see, I got a problem with motherfuckers calling me after Jesus. Hey, don't call me after you call Jesus. Oh, I said this to my sister too, and it was fucked up when I said it, but it was real and I meant it. At the time, she was trying to get me to do something. I don't remember what it was, but I asked her, did y'all get the juicer yet that I told you to get? And of course it was no. She ain't had time, or they didn't have the money, or whatever. It was some bullshit. Basically just making excuses because she just was being wore out. You know, I at the moment I didn't really think about how much shit she was really going through trying to take care of my mama at that time. But I knew that if she would have been doing what I told them to do, that she wouldn't be going through all that. Like, that shit would have been, my mother would have gotten better. I knew this. At least try what I'm saying. Like, How you gonna just not try what I'm saying, but you'll go through chemo and all this other extreme crazy shit? So when she told me she didn't get the juicing, so I was like, well, fuck it then. Don't call me. Why you ain't waiting for Jesus to do it? Whatever she was asking me to do, like I don't even remember what it was. Like, why you ain't call Jesus? Like, if y'all ain't gonna listen to me, don't call me no more. Call fucking Jesus. That's who you believe. That's who you trust. And yeah, she was like, what? I can't believe you said that. Da, da, da. But I was dead ass serious, man. That's how I stand on this shit, man. I love you more than Jesus. I love you enough to actually show up when you call me. Not only do I show up with solutions. I got answers. I got fucking remedies. So, thank you, Jesus, for not doing shit as usual. That's not real love. See what I'm talking about? How you gonna really love something that you don't even really know exists? How you gonna really love something you can't touch and taste and see? How do you really love it? How can you really love it if you haven't really experienced it? That's the word I should have used. It's not possible to really love that shit. It damn sure ain't possible for it to love you back. So if you really love your people, as I said, get out of fucking La La Land. Stop waiting for your space daddy to come down and save you. Take control of your own self, your own health, your own destiny. Eliminate some possible causes of death. Feel good to say that, man. To really get that shit out, because I've been wanting to talk about that for a while. And after this situation with the Empress, I just thought it was very important to say. Because I know her father invested some money in trying to get this person to feel better, just to have him die anyway. And it's really what it's all about. See, that was a waste of my time preparing meals and spending money trying to feed somebody and, you know, show them what to eat. That's not how you do it. You can't pay for somebody else's health. You ain't gonna be able to do that. They have to decide. They gotta decide to take care of their health on their own. And that's really what it always boils down to. I've seen many people that are way more concerned with somebody's health than they are. Constantly on their back. Oh, you need to be doing this. Oh, you need to stop doing this. While they laughing and fucking, you know, eating nuggets on their way to the hospital. It's a joke to them. I got a homeboy right now. Y'all done heard me mention this nigga before. Jones. When my videos come on, he start joning. Like he did fucking 20 years ago when we were children. This nigga still joning me. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, you dying, nigga. You stay in the hospital. This nigga in and out of hospital like niggas be in and out of jail. Like, he damn near live in that motherfucker. Like, he regularly has to go to the hospital. For whatever fucking reason. I don't even know what the fuck is wrong with this nigga no more. But it don't matter. You got the nerve to laugh, nigga. You can crack jokes. Like, that shit is fucking mind-blowing to me. So I'm just saying, this nigga fuck around and end up, you know, not coming out the hospital one day. When he finally made that final trip in there, what am I supposed to do? Cry? I know my homeboy might see this, and he know that I'm real about this shit. Like, he know I mean this shit. And he know I got love for his brother. That's my homeboy too. Used to be anyway. I don't want to see him fucking die. But I don't want to see him in and out of the hospital. I don't want to see him suffering. I don't want to see him fat and sick. So it's like, what do? What's the option? I have to let you be fat and sick over there because I don't fuck with sick people, period. I don't have sick people around me. So how the fuck I'm gonna go to the hospital and search out a sick person? Where my sick friend at? I can't even see him. No, he should be coming to see me. You sick, nigga. You trying to get better, and you know I can help you, and you over there laughing. Instead of coming over here doing whatever the fuck I tell you to do. You know what I'm saying? But y'all will be, my other friends will be in that hospital room while he dying, talking about how fucked up I am. Where is he at? When all y'all laughed at me when I was trying to tell you stop eating that bullshit. I'm not gonna be there when none of y'all die. I'm telling you now. You wanna see me, you better do it now. While you still can, you got the power to change something. You ain't gonna see me when you fucking dying, period. It's not gonna happen. I lost quite a few people, man. Like, young people. It's crazy. I don't know no old people that's died. Like, I'm gonna keep crying and keep mourning this type of shit. Eventually, you just gotta be like, oh yeah, well, that's what was supposed to happen to him. You see a motherfucker standing in the middle of the expressway, you're gonna be surprised if they get hit by a car? It's like, nah, man, he was standing out there in the middle of 285. You didn't see him? You're like, I know, but he was so young. Good help, man. However old you are, or young you are, if you're listening to this, you got the goddamn ability to type on keyboards, and you got the ability to make a salad. There's no excuse. I don't want to fucking hear it. That's what it is, man. I love my people enough to make sure that I'll never be a burden on them. Not if I can help it. It won't be up to me. If a motherfucker come in my house and shoot me in the head and I end up a fucking vegetable, well, kill me, first of all. Like, I'm not into just existing. I don't want to just be the motherfucker who just there. Like, no, man. Let me die. But for any reason out of my control, I end up, you know, an invalid, a vegetable, and somebody decides to take care of me, that's your dumb ass. Like, really, that's really how I feel. I don't have the desire to just be here in any condition. I don't love it here that much. And I don't know, maybe if something happened to me, I'll change my mind and I'll write a message with my good toe. Or whatever, I'll blink. You know, don't plug the plug. I don't know what I'll do then. I'm just telling you, this is how I feel now. Right now, at this very moment. I know if I'm dying from so-called natural causes, whatever the fuck that may be, that I'm not gonna be looking for nobody to come sitting around me, consoling me. I mean, would you do that if I shot myself in the fucking head? Or slit my wrist? So I don't think of it I don't see any difference. Suicide is a suicide. You feel me? If you're gonna kill yourself, do it by your goddamn self. think I said quite enough on that subject. Hopefully we are all on the same page. Hey, rate, comment, subscribe. Fuck out of here. Be healthy. Peace.